Right everyone, and welcome back to Season 16 of AOR F2 on Xbox One, and we're here today and finally for, I guess you could say round 7 of the season, the Canadian Grand Prix, but I'm going to say it's round 16 just because that's less confusing. And yeah, here we are then in qualifying, and yeah, if you didn't see the end of the last video, there was no video for Russia because I couldn't stay connected in that race for whatever reason, and I didn't even manage to start it unfortunately, so yeah, our points run came to an end at that race, and yeah, here's how things look then going into this race in the championship. As you can see, we have unfortunately dropped to about 29 points now then behind the top 5, which is what I was sort of thinking we maybe started an upside chance at, but yeah, it's looking less likely now then. And up at the front, Rosberg has extended his gap to 12 points over Murley after both Murley and Drlex were involved in an incident with Pellery in that race, which is yeah, obviously a big twist in the championship then, and it's quite frustrating really because I think pretty much everyone from 5th downwards in that race had some kind of incident, so if we'd kept it clean then we maybe would have had a chance at, you know, finishing in the top 5 in that race, but you know, what's done is done, and yeah, we just got to try and get back in the points then today, as we did have a decent qualifying then. We did qualify on the Hope Soft tyres, which not everyone did then. We qualified 6th. Infamous Clay's on the Ultra Soft then took pole, so incredible effort from him there. And yeah, very interesting then with Murley down in 10th and Rosberg down in 15th place. So yeah, very interesting developments in the championship then with home driver Drlex in 2nd place, and maybe he can make up for that Russia race as we now go to the race. It's race day here in Canada, and we're just moments away then from the start of the 16th round of the season. Just 5 more to go after this one, and we've still got a very exciting championship battle going on, and of course for us we've still got the potential to gain some places as well, as we've got a little bit of light cloud here today then, but it's not looking like there's going to be much chance of rain, as we're here for the 23rd time then in Canada. And yeah, it was a track that it used to be quite good for us then. We have had 2 wins here in the past, but the last one came over 5 years ago, so yeah, in recent times it hasn't been as good to us, but yeah, hopefully we can finally put that run to an end here today then, but not sure how likely that is, as yeah, we've only raced here once now, and we did finish in 5th place on that occasion. That was also in the F2 League back in season 14, as we are now going to take a look then at the circuit. Only 2.7 miles long, 14 corners, obviously named after the legend Gilles Villeneuve, and yeah, we've got 3 DRS zones here then, so yeah, it should be plenty of opportunity for overtaking then, as yeah, turn 1 is one of those DRS zones, so yeah, you can get moves done, fairly heavy braking zone there, and yep, obviously an opportunity there for overtakes. Then down into the hairpin, obviously we saw Robert Kubica here have a massive accident in real life, but obviously here's a place that you can overtake, so it's quite a heavy braking zone there. And then down into the final chicane, obviously got the Wall of Champions here on the exit as well, but you can get a DRS then into that last chicane and make moves stick. As yeah, we're here on the grid then, we've got the Hope Soft, Ultra Soft and the Super Soft here this weekend, not at all confusing. And yeah, we did run a little bit of a different setup I think in qualifying. I think we ran more front wing during quali, but obviously we're going to turn that down a little bit during the race just to help the rear tyres a bit, as the plan is to do a 1-stop I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, yeah, to the Super Softs, because I do think that the Hope Soft just about managed to go far enough to go into the Supers, but obviously it really does depend on your tyre wear and tyre temperatures, so because that was the thing when this race happened. But yeah, obviously some people feeling more comfortable on the Ultra Soft tyres. I feel like I didn't really have the pace here, so I had to go for the Hope Soft really, if I could. And yeah, I've just really was trying to just hope I could make it work. So yeah, hopefully with the faster tyres then we can sort of stay somewhere near the front. We're in a good position to hopefully you know, make something happen then. 6th place, so yeah, we're now coming to the grid then, and yeah, it's quite unusual actually to be coming to the grid then and still having quite a lot of cars behind us still to line up, but yeah, hopefully we can make the most of this then, as yeah, the last few cars then are now coming up to the grid, and yeah, lights should be coming on any second now then, as yeah, here we go then, we've got lights coming on now. we're away then in Canada, and it is, I'd say, a decent start then from 6th place on the grid. We have got the outside line though, which is quite unusual into turn 1, as it's actually very tight there inside. Drax break quite early there, and I think Beefer and Bobbitt's collided there, and we sort of ended up almost getting squeezed out by Beefer just because Beefer sort of had so much of a better run running outside in turn 2. And nonetheless then we made it to 5th place, and I think unfortunately for Bobbitt's he did pick up front wing damage then in that first corner. So yeah, for us then at least we have gained a position. We do have Verstappen quite close behind us then, so yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make a move into this chicane, which well, overtaking is quite difficult into there anyway. But yeah, we maintain our position then, but we're going to have to watch out I think into the hairpin, because he did get a good run out of that chicane. And yeah, he's looking at the inside as X-Power goes wide there, and yeah, Verstappen looks like he's just about managed to overtake us then, as yeah, we now head down this long back straight then towards the final chicane, as we get up into overtake just so we can try and stay ahead if we can. We don't really want to lose this position here on the first lap, because we've found ourselves in a decent position here, as we've got a bit of front wing coming off there. I'm not sure who that was. I think it must have been Beefer, but I don't know, it looked like he came off before him, but X-Power was a little bit out of shape there, and now Verstappen does overtake us and drop us back down to 6th place. I just realised I don't think I did show the tyres at the start of this race, but yeah, obviously it was quite a mixed bag in terms of what people went for. As we've got Rosberg actually, in fact, from the back of the grid. Behind us now is Verstappen there, and X-Power almost lose it, and we're alongside X-Power, but yeah, it was always going to be difficult to get on the outside there, and yeah, we stay in 6th place for the time being, but we are right on the back of Verstappen and X-Power now then into this chicane. Obviously it's very difficult to pass into any of these chicanes, to be fair, except for well, the last one at the end of the lap. So yeah, didn't really want to risk an incident there, as we do have DRS then, so we can sort of stick with him here, and obviously hopefully get a good run into either the hairpin or just stick behind him for that next DRS zone into the final chicane. As X-Power does go defensive, then we'll try and outbrake him if we can, or do a switch back. We have got Rosberg on the inside though, so yeah, it's going to be difficult for us to try and do a switch back there. But X-Power actually lights up the rear tyres then going out the hairpin, so that gives us a good run then, and we should hopefully have this move done. We're going to stick to the inside line because Rosberg is right there as well, and we should hopefully maintain, well, stay ahead then and get up into 5th position, and that is exactly what we do. As yeah, we stay quite close to the back then of Verstappen, but Rosberg then on the upsoft tyres is going to close right to the back of us, and he may get the move done here into the hairpin. He will have DRS either way, so yeah, obviously I think we will as well, so we may be able to sort of fight back here, but he's going to have the inside line, so it's going to be quite difficult to do so. And in fact we've got Verstappen in front of us as well, who's kind of boxing us in as well, so yeah, had to sort of back out of that one there, as Verstappen actually does pull into the pits anyway. But yeah, we stay in 5th place then, so yeah, a few hypes off, I should say, people pitting already, but I want to start a couple more laps then, in fact one more lap. So yeah, we pit now then for what is going to be our one and only stop, hopefully, onto the super soft tyres, and yeah, those should take us to the end. We hopefully will get a little bit of an undercut as well, but obviously the one downside is that we're going to, you know, struggle possibly near the end if our tyres are a bit worn. But I was quite confident though that they would go the distance from here, so yeah, we're just hoping to, you know, keep a good pace, and we found ourselves still in a decent position here, so yeah, hopefully we can maintain that for the rest of the race. Unfortunately our teammate LGS disconnected then, so I think he did rejoin later, but obviously he lost so much time from his AI card driving, so that's a shame for him there then. As we've got Melanie in the pits now then, and I think maybe someone else as well. No, I think it's just Melanie actually, as we've got Bollocks quite close to the back of us as well then. As we come out of the pits then, and we are just about going to be, well, we're a couple of seconds I think ahead of Melanie. Well, in fact only about a second actually, because yeah, we've just got the Williams there between us. And yeah, that was actually working out quite well for us then, because Bobbitt was not managing to overtake us here then, and we managed to stay ahead of him. And I think got Rosberg out of the pits, and well, I did not realise how close that was at the time. And yeah, even just watching that back then, I didn't think it was that close. But yeah, just managing to get out in front of us then, which is actually quite crucial in that championship battle as well. And we got Franglish in the pits as well then, and it was almost as close to him as well then. Both of them just about getting out in front of us then. And yeah, quite a lot of cars then between Rosberg and Murney in this battle then at the moment. So yeah, very interesting in the championship. Obviously quite a big turnaround from qualifying, but I think we've still got Trellex somewhere near the front as well. So it's still very much game on here then, I think, between three people. As in fact, we've got a bit of front wing coming off with someone there. I'm not sure who that was, but obviously I think that's going to obviously hurt whoever that is in front of us. So that should hopefully be a place game for us then. As I'm not sure who's just to pit, but we've got someone coming in now then. It is VRT Verstappen then, who has broken his front wing there by the looks of things, and yeah, that moves us up then to 6th position for the time being. As yeah, we close it to the back of Beaver then as well on lap 23. He did seem to be quite a bit slower as the virtual safety car comes out then, as Verstappen is now out of the race. And yeah, obviously I'm not sure when Beef appeared actually, so I'm not sure if he did have front wing damage as well at some point, but yeah, it must have been X-Fire I think who had that damage earlier on, but yeah, obviously we did catch Beef for quite a bit, so maybe he had an issue as well. But yeah, obviously we were still looking pretty good here then. We were looking to maybe be able to take him here for P5. We did have money behind us, so obviously it would have been quite difficult to maintain position over him, as in fact Beaver does pit, and in fact the virtual safety car in prior that moment, so he wouldn't have lost as much time as the full pit stop, but yeah, that wouldn't have made as much, well, he wouldn't have got as much of an advantage from that if that was what his plan was to do there. But nonetheless, it does move us up to P5 for the time being, with Melanie still a second or two behind, so still looking pretty good here then, as we skip to the next lap now then, as in fact there's yellow flags up in front of us then, and yeah, we start to lift off a bit, but Rosberg is in the middle of the road, and we smash straight into the side of him there. Our front wing comes off, and that is race completely ruined then. Rosberg is out of the race, and well, that was yeah, I don't think that was pretty good driving there from Rosberg, to be honest, because he was out of the way, I was slowing down, and yeah, you can see he was reversing back across the track, and yeah, straight into our path there, as we just cannot turn at all, going straight down that escape road there. And yeah, there goes Beef then, he's just made that pit stop. But yeah, we were slowing down there, well, albeit not that much, but we did lift off when we saw the yellow flags. And you know, I was slowing down. I was like, you could see I was like driving along the wall, not literally, but you know, I could have like taken that line like along the wall there. And yeah, there was a car width, and yeah, he reversed into it and yeah, collected us. So yeah, I wasn't really too happy with that. And yeah, what makes it even worse is that Franglish is in the pit lane, so if it hadn't been for, you know, that and we hadn't been collected, we would be in a podium position right now. So yeah, I was pretty mad at the time. I mean, it's quite a long time ago now, so you know, it's done. But yeah, I was pretty unhappy about that one at the time, and yeah, I feel that that was, you know, obviously he was trying to recover from an instant, you know, championships on the line, but yeah, I thought I was quite careless from him there to have done that, and yeah, I wasn't really happy at the time, as we almost do a Yano trolley there out of the pit lane. But yeah, we're now down in 10th and last position, unfortunately, and I was hoping maybe we could go for fast lap, but then Jork is also there as well, so yeah, it's not looking like we're going to be able to take the fast lap here then. But I did give it a go actually for the last few laps. My lap times in these last 8 or 9 laps were extremely inconsistent, because I was literally just backing off for one lap and saving the RS and fuel, and then just going full power for one lap, like alternating. But yeah, Jork did do a faster lap than me, so yeah, that was all for nothing there. But yeah, we did at least get in position over him, so yeah, it's 2 points instead of 1. Woo! As we come out the front of the corner then, and it's a lot less than I feel that we could have got here today. And 9th position, extremely disappointing result there. And yeah, Marnie had a penalty then, which I don't think we did. And yeah, we were sort of maintaining the gap over him as well, so I really do think that, you know, a podium was possible for us there. I mean, it would have been our first of the season, and yeah, we were just completely, you know, robbed of it there, I feel. But yeah, a very disappointing result for us then, as Infamous took the win, and an absolutely dominant, you know, qualifying and race from him there. As Dralex then second place in his home race, Melanie in third, so we get a big result from him in the championship, with Rosberg not finishing. In the championship then, obviously we're looking back now to round 7 then, which is where this was filled in, but yeah, it does mean that Murnley retakes the lead of the championship then with that non-score for Rosberg. Then he does take a 3-point lead, and Drolex then still keeps himself very much in contention then, just 28 points behind with 5 races to go. So yeah, I mean, the championship's still technically in his hands if he wins every race, so you never know. And Clay's, I say, still has a pretty good chance then, 47 points back. He's obviously dominant in this race, so if he can keep it consistent, then you never know. And in fact, Franglish then still very much, well, I say very much, but I mean 55, it's still very much possible then, because you never know, like the twists and turns we've seen in the last few, you just never know really. And I would say he still maybe does have an outside chance then if the top 4 have some bad races. But yeah, after that I'd say it's a very much a midfield battle after that, which we're still kind of in. We should have had a lot more points today though, and which is a massive shame because we could have closed in quite a bit there. And yeah, we're still down on 77 points then, and yeah, we've lost some ground then to. We've not lost any ground to anyone there actually, but yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. I think Roberts may have closed in, but yeah, he's still quite way off us. So yeah, we've not really lost anything so it's behind us, but unfortunately we just missed out on a chance there to gain points on those in front of us. So yeah, that was disappointing then. We had 2 very disappointing races and sort of contend with. Then not much we could do with either one really. Then obviously not being able to take the start in Russia, and then today obviously that incident. So yeah, we've got to try and forget about that then, move on to Japan, and obviously the final 5 races overall then. So yeah, hope we end the season on a high. And yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.